Fulham 1, Manchester United 1, new season, same rubbish in terms of today. I have to be honest with that. That was a poor display. Poor display. The biggest thing I was saying going into this game is prove that you didn't just get up for it last week against Arsenal because it's Arsenal. It's at home. It's the first game of the season. You know, the Old Trafford faithful are there. Prove that's not just a one-off. And you know what? For the first 10, 15 minutes of this game, we did exactly that. We should have scored. Matheus Cunha, good couple of chances. He hits the woodwork, plucks one down from Bayern Deer. Should do better as well. He has most of the goal, but goes right towards the keeper. But we're on the front foot. We're winning the ball back. We're aggressive. And slowly but surely, it just withers. It just withers and it's revert back to type. That's what I saw. I saw some early exchanges that were good in the first 10 to 15 minutes. And after that, it was straight back to the same Man United as 15th again. Poor. Really, really poor. Players not wanting the ball. Players not running hard enough. Players not going with their runners. The goal that we conceded was shocking. Absolutely shocking. But let's get into this. Matheus Cunha, to be fair to him, was the only one where it looked like something dangerous was going to happen. You know, every time he got the ball, he was positive. Every time he got the ball, he was bright. You know, like I said, he hits the post after about 5 minutes. You know, we're setting our stalls out and you're thinking, right, you know what? They've proved that actually, or there's maybe they're going to prove that this last week wasn't just bluffing. You know, maybe they're going to prove that. But the more the performance went on, we just allowed Fulham back into the game. They went with a back five as well. And they just sussed us out. Bruno Fernandes today. Shocking. Shocking from Bruno Fernandes. I'm his biggest fan, one of his biggest fans. He was absolutely awful today. Blazes his penalty over the bar. Has a mishap with the ref from, you know, going backwards and then bumps into him. And that was enough, you know, supposedly to put him off his whole run up and make him angry. To just blaze the ball into Rose. For the goal that Smith Rowe scores, that's his runner. He's just absolutely sleeping. Goal goes in, his arms are up for no reason. Delict, I don't know what he was doing as well. Munoz not strong enough. Just Dallo in the lead up to that. I don't know what the heck he was thinking of. Tries to take the ball on some half turn thing like he's Cafu and turns the ball over. Just so passive. So passive. And I tell you what, the manager has got massive decisions to make in central midfield. Because again, it's another game. Kobbie Mainoo, unused sub. Now, I'm not trying to say it has to be all about Kobbie Mainoo and he needs to be the star boy and he needs to play all the minutes. But if you're going to overlook him for Ugarte and to push Mount back one into central midfield, it better work. We better see something. And we didn't see that today. Casemiro started the game. Again, he started all right. But as the game went on, he got sussed out. He comes off. Then Mason Mount goes back into central midfield. Then we're open as hell. You cannot play in the Premier League a midfield two of Mason Mount and Bruno Fernandes. And exactly what I said is going to happen this season has happened 2 games straight away. 2 games. Our manager has taken Bruno Fernandes out of his best position, which is one of those 2 10s, if not a single 10, and put him back into central midfield. And it's just simply not going to work with the partners we have for him. It's not going to work. We're not even really seeing it with Kobbie because he can't even get a look. Certainly ain't going to work with Casemiro. It certainly ain't going to work with Ugarte. And it definitely ain't going to work with Mason Mount. It's just not. And he's got a lot to answer for that, the manager. You know, he spoke before the game about, you know, making it be a thing that we're on the front foot and we're doing the basics right. And we wasn't. We reverted back to type. Ahmad, we were all screaming for him to get a start instead of Dallo. And like I said, Dallo came on and was trash. But Ahmad was poor as well. He wasn't very good. Dorgu, second half, what was he doing? Making foul after foul from stupid positions. First half wasn't as bad, but second half, my God. Lenny Yoro, excellent. Very fortunate with the goal, but excellent from him. De Ligt, for large parts, was okay. Luke Shaw, large parts, there wasn't much coming back at us. Bayern Deer made 2 good saves in the first half. And from corners, Jesus Christ, they got the blueprint from Arsenal. He looked absolutely shaky. Absolutely shaky, nervous, bag of nerves, total bag of nerves in the middle of the goal, in between the sticks. And Mbeumo couldn't find form, couldn't get the ball to him on the periphery of the game. Benjamin Sesko, I forgot even came on. I mean, listen, Ruben's talking about he ain't been starting yet because he's got to find a house, it's this, that and the other. Forget that. Even when he does come on the pitch, no one even knows he's there. And it isn't even his fault. It's like the players just forget there's a striker there. Nothing. What are we doing in training? What are we doing in training? You know? And look, you want to be positive and you want to try and find positives. And like I said, apart from the first 10 to 15 minutes, there was positives. But apart from that, there was none. Even in the second half, when Marco Silva makes his changes, he brings on Robinson and he brings on Smith Rowe. And the whole game changes for them. The whole game changes. Didn't Kenny Tete come on as well? You know? Typical. And you could just see, if anything, it looked like Fulham were going to get the second. That's what you worried for most. You know, no reaction, no hunger. And like I said, different season, same performance. Same performance for large parts. There were snapshots, but it's not enough. It's not enough. And from the first two games, we haven't won one, and we keep conceding soft goals. Obviously, the mistake from Bayern in the Arsenal game, and a catalogue of basic mistakes to lead to Fulham's equaliser. Because that's what it was. Mistakes. Taking your eye off the ball. It wasn't brilliance from Fulham, you know? And in the end, you know what? We were very, very lucky because, like I say, that was a penalty from Bassi on Bruno, which was given. But Lenny Yoro is lucky to escape the two hands on Bassi. With the way that the VAR works, I was surprised they didn't even call that back. So even the goal we did score was very fortuitous, to say the least. From open play, it's Cunha or bust. Bruno on the periphery, I think he had one shot on target, wasn't creating. You can just see the alarm bells. You can see the alarm bells ringing out in midfield. It's not going to work. And Amorim has a massive problem on his hands. One that he helped create, to be honest, because he's decided to go strong in Mbumo and Cunha, which, okay, fine, I see the thinking behind that with Sesko, whole new front line. But by putting Bruno Fernandes back there for game in, game out in the Premier League, not just here or there, you know what I'm saying, against you know, weaker teams or when he's got a bit more time and space. No, he is our new central midfielder. It's going to be a massive problem between Bruno Fernandes, who will do Bruno things, i.e. give the ball away, force play, not be fantastic at interceptions, etc., etc., through to it's just not his best position. Like, he's better closer to the goal. So what are you going to do with that, Amorim? Are you going to continue to persist to play Bruno Fernandes and Casemiro? Because Bruno's going to play every game. He's the captain. Are you going to drop Cunha and put Bruno there? He loves Mason Mount at the minute, who's more mobile. He's doing anything not to play Kobbie Mainoo because he doesn't think he can run. So what is he going to do? Because I tell you what, mate. We've got Grimsby next. What are they? League 2. Grimsby, mate. I dare him. Dare us to F that up. And then you got Burnley at home after that. Simple. Must win. Absolute must win. But a loss and a draw, we could stomach that loss against Arsenal because of the way we played. To stomach a draw today, actually, is to be fortunate that we even got a draw. And there was enough chances in the first 15 minutes to put the game to bed. And Bruno absolutely goes without saying, shouldn't be putting penalties into Rose. That would have set us on our way. But the substitutions didn't have the desired effect. The team didn't perform to the ability that it needs to. And it was worryingly obvious that there's too much problems in midfield. And that was basically new season, same shit. That's how it felt. Smash the like on the video. Let me know if I'm being too negative. I don't know. But that's how I feel after just watching that. Smash the like, people. I'm out of it. Peace.